What is going on, everyone? Nick here, and welcome to a Warhammer 40,000 Centerpiece tier list. Felt like doing another tier list. Wow. And been setting up to get back into 40k. So I figured, you know what? Let's do a Centerpieces tier list. I got my, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 6 categories. Where amazing's the best of the best, great and good. Or, you know, there might be one or two things keeping a good thing from becoming great. We have some bad ones, we have some bad ones. And then there's some in here that I noticed that are just like old models and I wish they'd make new ones. Or I really wish they'd make new ones because the current ones are garbage. So that's going to be that bottom pile. And let's go through. Now, I did not... there's 70 something of them in here. I have a notepad with all their names, so I actually get the names right. I do not know all their names, though, so don't think I just know all these. So let's start with Cagano, the Harlequin guy. He's fine. It's not a flashy model. I think you can play him in a Sisters of Battle. Not Sisters of Battle, what's it called now? Adeptus Sororitas. I haven't played since, what was it, 4th edition? Yeah, 4th edition was the last time I played. So a lot of these I'll say the old names for, but Cagano, the Harlequin guy, he's kind of okay. He's just kind of there. Not a big model. I like big models for my centerpieces, quote unquote. And so he's just kind of, he's good. The his partner Ephariel, I actually don't like. I think the Adeptus Sororitas stuff is really cool, and this is one of the weaker models in my opinion. But you know, it's just a sister battle with a cool pose, so it's meh. Next we got the Lord of Change. I like this. I like the bird models. These ones are cool. We'll put him in great. It's just a cool big model. This is like a proper centerpiece, and it's quite a cool model. I think actually no, I'm gonna put him in good because I think the named version coming up later is a bit better. But yeah, big fan of Lord of Change. Shalexi Hellbane. Some of these names are gonna butcher. I just don't like the Slaneshi big centerpiece models much. The Sigmar, Age of Sigmar has some better ones for Slanesh. These ones aren't that great, so I'm gonna put this one in meh. It's not necessarily bad, but it's meh. Next is Triumph. The Triumph of St. Catherine is a ridiculous model. It would be an amazing, but it's very busy. So I'm gonna put it down to great. I do really like the model though, but it's just a bit too busy to be an amazing for me. Next is the Hive Tyrant. I really like the Hive Tyrant. It's a great model. It's just a very classic, cool, big Tyranid guy, and I can always appreciate that. Next though, we have the Horuspex. I don't like it. Just not a fan in particular of the exploding front mouth thing, so that doesn't really do it for me. Next though, we had the Exorcist, and like I said earlier, all the Adeptus Sororitas stuff is cool, so we'll put this one in. Yeah, we'll put it in great. We can put it in great. It's just a big old pipe organ that shoots missiles. I can get down with that. That's a great model. The Bloodthirster, in general, I'm not huge on corn demons. They're too like, I don't know, too like if you looked up demon in the dictionary, this is what you get. So that's kind of meh for me. Next though, we have Kairos Fate Weaver. This is the basically named version of the Lord of Change that I like a lot. It's a great, I'm actually gonna put that in amazing. I'm gonna put the Lord of Change in great. I'm gonna put Kairos Fate Weaver in amazing. I love that model. That model's so cool. It's very, very fun. This poor Greater Demon in Nurgle. Just please make it better. It's just gross. Please make it better. Inquisitor Karemov. This is something that you'll see as I go through rating these. I'm not huge on being able to see the person in the like war suit they're in, so I'll put this in good, but it's kind of whatever. Like it's just cool because of the actual outside stuff in the chair, but being able to see him, it knocks it down a peg for me. Next is the Abominant, which is just an abomination. Get that shit out of here. I like the Genestealer Cult's look. overall, but that thing can get out of here. Just absolutely get out of here. Now this is Saint Celestine is just awesome. I want to put this in amazing, but I actually, because of how like badass of a character she is, I kind of wish she had something more, like it was a bit more grandiose. Because you know she should go with the greater demons because she is a greater demon. But but yeah, I think I would like to see her get something better, like more, almost more busy, and have her have like a bigger base and stuff like that. But it's cool. It's cool regardless. Aramon's is cool. He can go in great. I'm fine with putting him in great. Magnus is also just like a phenomenal model. I'm not even a big bird person, but the two birds so far are amazing. I mean, all the Primarchs are really good though. Every Primarch they've done so far is just really well done, so it makes sense that they're all in there. Next, Commander Farsight. I like the Tau battle suits in general. Not huge on the melee ones though, so I'll just put him in good. He's fine. He's red. Good for him. Now, next up is at least kind of the army I'm going to be jumping back into. I'm going to play Inari when I jump back in, but this is a Wraith Lord, and these are really cool. This is a great model. The Wraith stuff's all cool. The Wraith Guard, the Wraith Lord, the Wraith Knight, they're all fun. So that's a great model for me. The Custodes? No, not the Redemptor. What is it called? The Contempt or Dreadnought, I think. This one's really cool. I like Dreadnoughts in general. This one's good. It's not as cool as all these ones, so I'll put it in good, but it's a very good model. We'll put it at the head of good. I think that's where it belongs. The Ravager. This one's kind of just meh for me. It's very like, it reminds me of the sand dune thing from Star Wars that like Luke's blind on or whatever, or Han. Is it Han? One of them's blind. I don't remember, but it just doesn't do it for me. Drakari as a whole don't really do it for me outside of the Witch Cults. I think the Witch Cult's really cool. Baneblade, I love the Baneblade. The Baneblade's awesome. It's just a massive tank, and I can get behind that. I like the Imperial Guard. That's an amazing model. I'm for it. This is the Keeper of Secrets. Yeah, Keeper of Secrets again. Slanesh Centerpiece models just kind of meh in general. Mortarion, you have to put in amazing. That model's phenomenal. I don't like the Death Guard really at all, but Mortarion's model is freaking amazing. Next, the Shadow Seer from the Harlequins. I quite like this model, but the Harlequins don't really do it for me. So we'll put them in towards the top of good. I actually think I'm gonna put what was it, Cagano, where the hell this guy's name is. I'm gonna put him in meh. Now that I'm looking at what's in good, I'm like, he doesn't stand up to those. Next we have what is this thing? The Knight Rampager. All of the Chaos Knights are dope, or the two that they're dope. I love them. They're so cool. The Chaos Knights in general are cool, but that one in particular is quite cool. Next we have Morven Val, who again suffers from I can see your face in your big old war suit, so get out of here. But I had to respect the model itself. If you just could put like if you just had like a nice faceplate over her, it would be a great model, but we'll put it in good. Next, Redemptor Dreadnought. I really like the remake of the Dreadnoughts. The box ones don't do it for me, but the Redemptor one's very cool. Throw that one in great. Tactical Warsuit. Same thing, but I don't think this one looks as good as the other ones where you can see the person. So we're going to put this one in meh. Actually really like the rules for the Tactical Warsuit, but the actual look of it, I'm not a huge fan of. Next, we have Rodicus, who I really like. Nurgle stuff doesn't do it for me in general, but this is just such a good model. This might actually be an amazing model. I know it's old, but it's just such a good, this well painted's phenomenal. So we'll put that in amazing. Next we have the slug thing. What is this called? I have my list. The Horticulus Slimex. It's just silly. It's just good. I would never buy this model. I'm a terrible painter, but I would never buy this model. Like, it's not my thing, but I can respect that it's like a cool, good model. Next, the Chaos Dreadnought is quite good. We'll put it next to the Contender Dreadnought. They're about on the same level for me. The Helldrake, that shit can get the hell out of here. I something you'll learn as I go through this. I don't like flyers, which is ironic. I literally work on planes for a living, but I'm just not into any of the aircraft in 40k. The Helldrake is among them. Now, the Void Dragon. The Void Dragon's sick. The Void Dragon is very cool. It's such a good model. That has to go in amazing. It just has to. And what I'll do is at the end is I'll go through the amazing list and kind of order it in my, like, 1 through 10 or whatever it's going to be. Because, yeah, that'll be fun. But the Void Dragon's super dope. Next, Swarm Lord. I like the big monster Tyranids. They're cool. This thing can get the hell out of here. The Brood Lord. This thing and the Patriarch from the Gene Stealers both have basically the same look and pose. They can get out of here. I'm not into it. But the Trigon's pretty cool. It's good, not great. I'd rather have the Hive Tyrant, or the Swarm Lord, I mean. But, and the Hive Tyrant, to be fair. But the Trigon is kind of cool. Old One Eye. The Carnifex is such a classic for me. Because the Carnifex was like the big bad on the table back when I played in 4th. So I'll put him in good. It's a cool to have like a named character for Tyranids. That's just kind of a badass. Next, the Executioner. I actually don't. What's the Repulsor Executioner? Or this might be the Gladiator. I don't know. They all look the same to me. But I'm not into the Grav Tank thing. I think the Impulsor looks kind of good, which is weird because it's just this without the guns. But once you add the guns, I don't know, it just looks a little silly to me. And I'm a big fan of the classic Land Raider. So that one, it's kind of bad in my opinion. Don't kill me, Space Marine players. And because you're about to also not like me, I'm just a big non-fan of the Storm Raven. I actually think the smaller aircraft for Space Marine are the coolest aircraft in 40k. Like the Talon. But this just doesn't do it for me. It's too boxy. It doesn't look like it would fly well, or it's also just like, it's just stubby, which is just not really what I'm into. Belisarius Call. At least I think that's what this model is. I didn't actually look this one up. The Mechanicum stuff just doesn't do it for me. It's a good model though. It doesn't do it for me. Like the Admech is one of the last armies I would play. But I will say it's a very cool looking model, so I can give that. The Doomcrawler thing can get the hell out of here though. That thing, it looks like it's from, it reminds me of the spider thing from Wild Wild West, the Will Smith movie. I don't know why. It doesn't even look that much like it. There's just something about it. And I hate that thing, so I can get out of here. Doomcrawler, be gone. Now, Lord of Skulls, I can't decide if I hate or love this model, but I'd like a new version of it that was less silly looking. Yeah, I think I would love a version of this that was just less ridiculous looking. So I don't want to put it in bad or meh. And if they made like a more like crazy looking one when World Eaters eventually comes out, it could be up in the top. But yeah, well, let's get a new one. The Valkyrie is the only flyer that's going to be in meh because it's the one I'm the second most fine with behind the Talon. The Lehman Russ, it's just a classic battle tank. It's good. I like it. It's cool. The Great Unclean one. Rodicus was up here. I feel like his model looks a bit cooler. I would actually just like a new Great Unclean one. So just make it new. Make it better again. Give it what it deserves. The Knight Gallant. I like the Knights for the most part. But this was my least favorite one. I'm gonna put it in meh. I really like, I gotta look up the Castellan. The Castellan's really cool. The Castellan might be my favorite Imperial Knight. And then you have the Desecrator thing, which is just really cool. We're just gonna put that. The Chaos Knights, I hope they get more models for that. That would be a fun army to play eventually. If I was any good at painting. And could make them look really good. But yeah, I think the Chaos Knights look better than the Imperial Knights. But I think that's just a matter of what you're into. Next, Garbrandt. Again, I've said it before. I'm not super into the Chaosy or the Corn Demons. Garbrandt's fine, though. I don't know. Where do we want to put him? I think he's better than the Bloodthirster. I think I'll put him in good. Just because he's a newer model. I really like his wings are like webbed. I think that's a cool look. But I think... yeah, I think that's... actually, you know what? I'm going to go Bloodthirster in new model, and I'll put Garbrandt in meh. I think that works. The poor Daemon Prince, please give that thing a better model. I like how the entire please make a new model is just all the demons. That's pretty good. Abaddon. I'm not a huge fan of his model in general. I'm just going to put him in meh. I know people love him, but it just... he just doesn't super do it for me. The Black Legion as a whole doesn't super do it for me, but him especially. Next, the Lord Discordant. I actually quite like this model. This one can go in the bottom of good. It's cool. I think that if, as for AdMech, I think the Chaos AdMech is cooler. Obviously, there's only one real model for it, but just like through lore and through like the art and stuff, they seem a little bit more interesting because they're all like insectoidy and shit. But yeah, the Lord Discordant's cool. Kind of. The Mutilith Vortex Beast, get out of here. That thing, I can't do it. The Wraith Knight, like I said, I like all the Wraith stuff. This one can go into great. The Talos thing, the Drakari Homunculus stuff doesn't do it for me. I'm not... It's kind of like AdMech to me. It kind of feels that same spot where I'm just not into it. Like, I like cyberpunk stuff, but this one takes it like a bit further where it's like... I don't know. It's just not a look I'm into. And then there's the Rock Grinder, where I'm like, hey, that's cool. It's like, it's good. It's interesting. Next, we have just all the cool Necron stuff, basically. This one is Xeris. And this is a very cool model. We'll put him in good because it's not the best Necron one, but it's very cool. The Silent King is an absolutely great model. I think it's like Void Dragon's the top one. Silent King's second. Xeris can be down here in good. The Obelisk I actually don't like because of when I played 40k the first time. The monolith is just such like an iconic thing for me, and so I'm gonna put it in great. I know it's not great, but just like it holds so much nostalgia for me. It was my very first army ever. Was I bought a very old Necron's Battle Force. And I always wanted the monolith, but I was way too poor to buy it. And that was when it was like pretty cheap. It was like, I think it was like 70 or 80 bucks at the time. And I wanted it so bad. And I couldn't get it. But that one holds a special place in my heart. Graskul Thraka, this is just a cool model. I'm not into the orcs in general. But Graskul has a really cool model. So I'm into that. The Stompa. I hate the bit. I am not a huge fan of the orcs in 40k in general. I used to be, and then I don't know. I just kind of like coming back and looking at them. I'm just not a huge fan. But the Stompa's cool. The Stompa I'll put in great. I'm willing to put that one great. This goddamn abomination, was it the Gorkanaut? Yeah, can get the hell out of here. It's too stubby. I don't like it. Shadow Sun. He's pretty cool. I'll put him in great. That's a great model. The Storm Surge. I really like the battle suits for Tau. I hate their vehicles, like the Piranha and all that stuff. Those look hideous to me. But all their battle suits are pretty cool. This is my least favorite one, the Storm Surge. But it's still pretty good. I think the broadside, for like the big cannon wielding battle suit, the broadside looks better to me. I know it's smaller. But this one's still okay. This abomination can get, you can go with your little weird brother. Get in there. Get out of here. Be gone. The Incon. Literally the reason I'm going to play Inari. You're going to the top. I love the Incarn. It made me like Inari. Because I was never a Craft Worlds person. Or a Harlequin person. But coming back and reading a bunch of the lore, I really like Inari. I like the Vizark. I like everybody. I like the Yvrain. I like them all. So he goes to the top. That's my current favorite model in 40k. Gilman, as much as I actually don't think he's as good as the Demon Primarchs, but it's still a great model, regardless how you feel about the Ultramarines. It's still a very cool model with the Emperor's Sword and stuff like that. So he can go into great. Then we got the Riptide, which is just really cool. That one can go in great as well. Yeah, and then we got two ones that are we're gonna kind of end on a sour note. Not a huge fan of the hunched over gun wielding dinosaur, and then the Void Bomber thing, the Void Raven Bomber. Yeah, the Void Raven Bomber can get out of here. I'm surprised there's not. I'm looking through real quick to see if there's any ones where I'm like, okay, maybe with just a new model this gets fixed, but I don't think so. Because there's not too many old models, and like the few old models are on here are like classics. So yeah, and then okay, let's do the top real quick. I think the Void Dragon has to be second. I think you got to go Mortarion. I think you go like that. I think that's my top. What is that? 7. Let's see. Let's make this a top 10. I think that's the way to do it. I think the what is it? The Rampager goes up there. I think because none of these are in order. None of the great good are in order. But I think the Rampager goes up there. I think. I'll be honest. I think the Wraith Lord goes in there. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. And I think I can't justify putting the Monolith in there as much as I think I want to. It might have to be a Hive Tyrant. I think it's going to be the Hive Tyrant. And I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go like that. I think that is my top 10. So we have the Incarn, we have the Void Dragon, we have Mortarion, we have the Baneblade, we have Kairos, we have the Rampager, the Wraith Lord, because I like the Wraith Lord more than the Wraith Knight, Magnus, Rodicus, and then the Hive Tyrant. I think that's my top 10. You feel free to disagree completely, because I know this is going to be based on, you know, when you got into 40k, what army you personally play, you know, all that stuff. But this is my personal 40k centerpiece tier list. And yeah, I think, you know, I'll do a slow roll down so you can see everything. And yeah, tell me in the comments, feel free to tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me your favorite model. Tell me you know, why it's the Incarn, because it's just so badass. So badass. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more either 40k tier lists, I could do some Sigmar tier lists, anything like that, hit the like button. If you have a good tier list on Tier Maker that you'd like me to do, either involving something Warhammer or not, you know, feel free to link it to me either here or on Twitter, and I will give it a look. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. See ya.